let's explore what it means to take a strengths approach. Generally, when I ask people, which is easier for you to do? Talk about your weaknesses or talk about your strengths? Most people say, my weaknesses are much easier for me to talk about than my strengths. Or if I were to ask them, what do they spend more time thinking about? What's not working in their life, what they need to improve upon? I should exercise more, I should call my parents more, I should get more rest, I should get more accomplished. Or do they spend more time acknowledging their strengths, things that they are accomplishing, things that they feel good about doing? Most people find that they spend a lot more time focusing on what's wrong than they do on what's right. And when we mean to take a strengths approach, we mean finding a balance between what's right and what's wrong. The metaphor we use is of sailing a ship. If you were to imagine yourself in this sailboat, trying to fix your weaknesses is like taking the holes that are in the boat and trying to patch them up. If you've got cracks or the boat's about to let water in, obviously it's important to try to patch up those holes. But if all you do is patch up your holes, that doesn't mean that you actually have a boat that's going anywhere. It's just going to be hanging there, not sinking. But our strengths are like the sail. The sail that we put up is what enables us to take wind, to actually move our sailboat forward. And if you just focus on building strengths and you don't identify that there are some weaknesses in character or in behavior, then obviously you're not going anywhere either. What we mean when we say taking a strengths approach is not just fixing what's wrong, it's also building what's right, and that we want to do the two together. Remember, positive psychology is not a happyology. It's not about just making everybody happy, happy, happy. It's about helping people build what's right with them, build what they want more of in their life, along with learning how to be more resilient to things like negative emotions or being more resilient to life stressors. The same applies to character strengths. However, most people spend most of their time identifying what their weaknesses are and what's wrong, rather than identifying and building what's right. So the strengths mindset is that there is as much to be learned from what is right than there is from what's wrong, and that we can go further in building strength instead of just repairing weakness. And this is one of the most important components to identifying character strengths. As you consider the types of thoughts you have throughout the day, where does most of your attention go? Do you spend most of your time judging yourself, criticizing yourself, or thinking about things that you don't do, that you should do better? Or do you take the time to acknowledge your strengths, name your strengths when you see them in action?